Happy days, folks. Somebody called Rotex has come along and uploaded 2 absolutely insane looking maps. And honestly, this just really shows off the potential of BMX Streets, like in terms of what mod maps can do and how they can look. Like, this is pretty flawless. Even for Skater XL, like, you don't really see many maps looking this good. And I just wanted to give a quick PSA that they're out and let people know that they're there and have a quick session on both of them. I must admit, at first I was a bit curious about the mod map making community because it all seemed fairly low quality. That's not to put down anybody who made any of that stuff, but it turns out a lot of it was to do with the game and how it's made and things to do with the lighting. I don't make maps, so I don't know exactly what's going on, but people have struggled a bit to get things looking the way they want. Like, it looks good when they're making it, but when they put it in the game, the lighting's screwed up, all sorts of weird stuff's happening. But slowly, people are getting to the point where they're getting the maps the way they want, and this is clearly the best example of the way things can look if it's done right. Oops. I must also say it rides good as well. It's one thing to have a good looking map, but if it rides like crap, then, well, it doesn't really mean much in the end. But it's safe to say this one is very nice. There is actually 1 or 2 quarters which are maybe a little bugged. I know Rotex said he would be fixing them. I think this is one of them. Yeah, you tend to fly out of that one. And sometimes the transfers don't always work. You'll maybe see it as I'm riding around a little bit, but... Whoa. There's some cool little objects as well, like there's these ledges directly connected to a rail in a few different cases. We'll maybe try and get some creative stuff on these. I don't want to make this video too long, but still I did want to show off the maps because they are insane. Yeah, sometimes things like that don't always work quite as planned. But it may just be me not being very good at them, to be honest. Let's maybe have another go, see what happens. Well, I got something, but it wasn't quite what I intended. Yeah, those quarters work okay. About this one. Not a little low. That may be me though, on that one. The benches in this map are actually some of my favourite parts of it, because you can do some really tech stuff there. There's one of the jank quarters. It may be fixed by the time this comes out, by the way, so if you do download it, test it out. And if not, then just expect an update to come at some point. I think we kind of glitched it a little bit. Ooh, little bonk at the end. Let's maybe have a look. Smith, pivot around. He kind of dropped into a double peg. That's actually a really hard trick to get, especially this, because it's so short. But doing a Smith up something, then kind of like doing a 180 pivot, or whatever you want to call it, manual, to a Smith going down again, is a really fun trick. Oof. Just made it. Ah, screwed up the end. I'm looking forward to the G-turns and kind of some of the manual stuff getting fixed. I know some people kind of claim it's all completely broken, but I don't know, for the most part it works pretty good for me. Like some people claim it won't even like hop up into a manual or anything like that, but I don't really have much problem with that sort of stuff. I don't know, let's try like a crooked turn manual on top of this. Yeah, you see? It works. It can be a skill issue to a degree, but at the same time, if people are struggling with it, then it could probably be made a bit easier, perhaps. That was a nice little bonk. Does anybody else ever find when you press in the right stick, it doesn't always hop? Like I wanted to hop out quicker there, but he just wouldn't do it. It seems random sometimes that he just doesn't want to respond for whatever reason. I don't know. Goofy trick. Let's maybe get another look at that one. Sometimes it works okay. Like he will pop down and he won't glitch out, but I guess a lot of the time some weird physics stuff happens which causes him to kind of go crazy, but if some of that stuff gets cleaned up a little bit, that would look really cool, like little jibby tech stalls and things like that which you can mix in with grabs and other tricks. So another dumb thing with a nolew mod, which, yeah, it's dumb, but still, it's showing off the physics, like actual pedaling reacts with the object around it. It's just wild to me that that stuff's even possible in the first place, never mind whether it looks good or not. Just the more physics interactions you can get in a game like this, the better, I think. Okay, I don't know what was going on there. Like, in actual BMX terms, don't think anybody would be doing that trick. But the fact that you can just do it, you need the nolew mod of course, but like, do a T-bog, point it so just the peg hits. You could probably finesse that to a degree where it actually looks like a proper trick. I may even try working on that at some point, but I don't know, just showing off different things that I'm figuring out or testing or, you know, that sort of thing. That's another little thing that I'm trying to find somewhere good to kind of implement it as a trick. Like, you don't actually input or grind when you do this. You just turn so that your front wheel is over the object, and naturally you will reach this state. Then he kind of does like a slider, or he's trying to do a slider out, and if you time it right, you can either turn it into a hop, or maybe a spin out of it would look pretty good. There's a bunch of different ways you could maybe implement that, but it's a thing that's in there. But overall, yeah, Broad Street Skatepark is the name. It looks amazing, it rides really well, you can do a bunch of, you can go big, you can do some creative tech little things, and yeah, I definitely recommend it. And here is the latest masterpiece that came out today, as of the time I'm filming this. I'll also upload it today, so it will be very recent. But this is Big Apple Park. It is an extremely nice looking map. And it's a very small kind of technical thing. You can tell it was made for skateboarding, like originally for Skater XL or whatever, because everything's fairly small in scale. There's no like huge ledges, especially if you like mega ramps and things like that. This may not be the map for you, but for a tech person like me, this is kind of a paradise, because I do really like small scale things, lots of tech possibilities. There's so many different objects and angles and things. This is ideal for me. So yeah, as you can maybe tell, there's non-stop stuff everywhere. You're not going to be short of lines to come up with on this place. It may be hard for some people, and especially because there's so many different, like, I guess there's not splines in this, but objects to pull you around, that you may want to turn a lot of the transition settings off and things like that, because there's just literally so many angles and different things that could pull you in, either for better or for worse. Oh, another cool thing is a lot of these objects, you can move around. So if I get my bike, yeah. I'm not sure if they're interactable as well in terms of like grinds and stuff. Okay, they may go a bit crazy, but you can interact with them as well. So if you time it right, you could probably do something cool in a line, like knocking over a table or whatever. It's just so dense. There's stuff everywhere, literally. And it just goes to show, like... Hang on, I'm concentrating. With enough effort, or I guess it's to do with the lighting and the texture work, when all that stuff's in place, this game can look amazing, like better than the base game does. Which, I don't know, no offense to MASH, but yeah, things looking like this. Imagine if the main city had this level of detail to it. It's not going to be possible because he made it on his own, and people can do smaller plazas like this a lot easier, and this was already made anyway. But yeah, still. It's a good sign for things to come if this is the quality we're getting a few weeks after release. Yeah, so pretty much you need to be going that speed to be able to hit everything. So it may not be to everyone's taste, but I should probably, not probably, definitely do an edit on this map. It is ideal for what I want to do. Maybe see what I mean about the possibilities. Compared to a mega ramp where you're just basically in the air, and all you have is the option to do tricks and rotate. Here, there's so many interactions and angles and different things to think about at the same time. This is why this stuff is what I enjoy. I was trying to read that sign, but yeah, nothing crazy on it. Can we do a grind on one of these things? It was a bonk that didn't hit properly, maybe? I don't know. It does make a sound, actually. Could you do something on top of the table and would it not freak out? Live research. Okay, maybe the tables won't work in that sense. Oh god. This may be the perfect mod map to show off the idea of using the mini hop. Considering all these ledges are so small, you kind of overhop, like you're like twice the height otherwise. With a mini hop you should probably be in the right position for the most part. And you'd also have enough room to go into different grinds if you need to. Ugh. Yeah, good example of that there. Actually, I used the big hop to get in to the ice pick, but then a mini one just for the little gap. Look how lush everything looks. You can blast around a little bit if you work on it. I guess it just depends on your perspective. Like, you could probably figure out some big ass gaps as well. There's this big stair set and things like that. Gap from up to down. Could probably maybe get onto this roof thing as well. Also, I just found this hidden behind this cafe. You get a little setup here. Which again, very small. It's going to be pretty rough to get any tricks on it, but oof. Also, by the time the camera moves around, you're already hitting the rail. Yeah, that's actually pretty hard to ride. Garbage everywhere. Feeble. Yeah, you can go pretty big if you want to. God. Manual on this. gap to the outside. Not quite. So I really like doing stuff like that. Like utilizing a double set in a bunch of different ways. You don't just have to clear it. You can kind of do like a combo of two different tricks at the same time. Go from a manual to a grind to a manual, double grind, whatever. Another important thing, do the trees work? Can we hit them? We can. Nice. Okay, let's try and get something on the tree. Didn't quite clear the stairs. Ooh. Oh, the landing. I do think we hit the nose though. Actually, we made a sound, but we were like nowhere near it. If you do it from this angle though, nobody would notice. You actually see the front wheel turn as well, which is a cool little touch. Angle is important sometimes with this stuff, especially if like the hitbox is out to the side, probably because the way this tree bent or whatever. If you film it from here, you get the sound, you see it. I think that can count. Oh, I'm trying my little T-bog thing, but I can't quite clear the steps. I don't want to spend too much time on it because it's just meant to be like a quick little video. That'd be like a cool double grind as well. You see what happens? I get distracted and I just end up sessioning a million random little things, which is a good thing. I'm not complaining that that's a thing that happens. No, over? Okay, magnets are a bit weird. See what I mean about tech little possibilities and things? I've just been playing around on this for a little bit, trying to get like a ice pick to something, either a grind or manual down the ledge. I know it didn't quite work in the end, but still. Just on this one little object, you've got this thing up here, you've got the rail going across, this bank, stuff here, it goes over to a rail. There's a million possibilities for this stuff. I may just do another video. There's like a really long one, just kind of like figuring out stuff. Bonk. Objects, stuff everywhere. It's definitely a paradise for me. I'm curious what other people think about it. Is it too hard to ride for you, or is this exactly what you want? Especially if you like more like realistic street stuff. Because I know for the most part it's easier for people to make a park because there's less stuff to deal with. God damn it. But yeah, somebody going through the effort to release this. This actually came out not long after the other map, so I presume most of the work was already done from Skater XL and it just needed converting over. And that's a good sign, because if he has lots of other maps like this, we're going to be in for a good time, I think. Anyway, I don't want to make this too long. This will also come under the mod map roundup. I do want to keep all the interesting maps together and announced. But I thought I'd do a quick PSA on this one because it'll be Wednesday when I do the mod map roundup, and I think people should be aware of this for the weekend. Because, yeah, very good. Also, Mash will be coming out with his physics update at some point as well. Who knows when that will be. There's just a lot going on, which is a happy thing to say, honestly. But yeah. Oh yeah, also for me, in Japan it will be Golden Week by the time I'm posting this, or the start of Golden Week. I'll basically have about 10 days off work, and I plan on outputting a lot of content. A bit like when the game is released, so hopefully a lot of interesting stuff is going on, so I can keep you all updated, or just do like spot sessions, edits, things like that. I've got tons of ideas, and it's nice to have a bit of time to work on it all, so yeah, I look forward to that. Anyway, enough rambling. I'll put a link in the description to the maps. Go play them, enjoy them, let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.